Two, the jurisdictional risk, and do it step by step. The key thing when you're going overseas is to make sure that your first beachhead is solid.
So in addition to what Venu said, I agree with all of that, but I think if you want to be at the head table of global companies, you have to do something more, and that is really having some intellectual property or design capability or something that differentiates you to make you an original rather than just a copy of a low-cost copy. So I think the new India will actually look at the next practice and not just the best practice. Karan?
Well, I think, obviously the first 2 points are the right ones. I think if you're looking at going overseas after having a strategy and thinking clearly of where you want to compete, I think to make sure you have really trusted advisors who can help you about how to execute in that market is really critical, whether it's your own connections or it's a bank or it's some other advisor, but someone you can trust, especially when you go into local markets, is important.
Matek?
Yeah, I will be very short. So I think the most important is that you know your product and you can define the most competitive point of your product amongst others. So that this point where other products, other services cannot compete with you. I think this is the most important thing. When you define this, it's much more easy to get a strategic partner. It's much more easy to open new market. But you have to realize that when you open the market, there are maybe different cultures to which you have to adjust your product, service, or whatever you market, and also jurisdiction and other obstacles.
Right, we come to the end of this panel.
My belief is that nobody can neglect an economy, whether it is going at 6%, 7% or 8%. The simple reason that in the next, let's say 5 years, this country will be the second largest producer and or consumer of any product that you can think of.
Catch KV Kamath in an exclusive conversation on ET Interview only on ET Now.
Introducing the Dell XPS 13 Ultrabook, inspired by Intel, powered by second-generation Intel Core i7 processor, crafted to perfection.
The excitement is building up. Find out which expert will make the maximum amount of money on his portfolio. The winner for BNSN The Stock Game Anniversary Special is Sandeep Bagle.
Discover the magic of converting your failing investments into star performers on Investor's Guide only on ET Now.
Brought to you by State Bank of India, the banker to every Indian.
I think we're very fortunate that the consumption cycle is still very strong, very robust, but the impact of a very strong consumption cycle is very limited, whereas the impact of a very strong investment cycle, I think, is significantly larger.
Nilesh Shah offers his investment outlook on market makers only on ET Now.
The second session is about integrating new trends, emerging enterprises adapting to new paradigms. And we're going to talk a lot about technology. It's a very broad term. We keep talking about cloud computing, saving on cost, but how does it actually translate? So let me just bring my panelists on board. Mr. Gaurang Pandya, who is the Managing Director of Carrier India. Ravi Trivedi, the Executive Director at KPMG Advisory Services. Vinay Gupta, the co-founder and CEO of Vaya. And Gaurang Hattangadi, the MD Head, APAC Commercial Bank at Citibank. You know, technology is a very broad term, and everybody's talking about, oh, technology, does it mean I go online? Do I go on the cloud? What do I really do? When I'm an SME who's doing great brick and mortar business, and I want to use technology at this point in time, how do I start?
So out of roughly about 24 million SMEs in this country, give or take a few million, roughly only about 500,000 have websites, and about 3 million use internet for transactions. And to my mind, that's criminal, because it's free, it's there, it's to be discovered, it's not rocket science. So I think there are two elements of technology. One is technology which allows you to broaden your scope of what your market is, who your customers could be, what's the competition doing, what's new products in the market, all that stuff. The second element of technology, which is a little scarier, is how do I manage technology internally to make my operations more efficient, to let me do my financial transactions smarter. So if you are ready to say that I'm going to be a well-governed organization and all my financial transactions will be transparent, getting into one of these services is not a problem anymore. So it's not as complicated as it used to be 5 years ago.
You know, let's segregate the market. One is when you want to reach out to the end customer, and one is your internal practices.
Absolutely.
Gaurang, let's take that thought process forward. As far as your company is concerned, and in your experience, is there sort of can I start with one end of the market first, which is sort of easier, so to speak, where I don't have to deal with a lot of cleaning up and reprocessing my entire system?
When I look at the market over here, and we talk about, say, SMEs in particular, are looking actually stepping up and coming and saying, okay, now I want to move to the next level of technology, build up what I'm doing today, and take it to the next level in terms of being a supplier globally, or being able to perform at a level that is acceptable. It comes back to the same point in terms of transparency and having availability and access to information so that people are willing to invest in you, and in the long term maybe being partners.
Right. In today's world, the fact of the matter is I've met many companies who come to me and say, listen, we're doing a great business. I have these real life clients, and some of them have been in, for instance, in the auto space, and the auto component manufacturers saying, I don't really need to use it beyond a point. But at the end of the day, how much is it a necessity in today's world, whereas certain ticks have to be there as far as a company is concerned, whether it comes to accessing financing or other markets, as far as technology is concerned?
If you are an SME, and the challenges you face as an SME is typically, how do I manage my working capital better? How do I cut transaction costs? How do I have security? How do I multiply my accessibility to clients? I think in each of these areas, technology plays a huge part. So, with what's happening in the payments space, for example, with cash to mobile, it gives you access to, you're basically eliminating currency as part of your collection process, which is a huge saving in transaction costs.
Right.
So I think it's across various spectrums, and as an SME, I would say it's even more critical to have technology, because it really is an advantage to managing your business in a cost competitive manner.
Okay, let's put all of those thoughts down into practice. When I shoot now from there, as far as, you said there's so many companies out there, I can really tell them what to do. Here you have all the benefits, but what do they do? How do they start?
So in our case, what we realized was that in the travel space, there were a lot of travel was being sold across the country, right? But the challenge was really that the guy who was selling the travel had a lot of pain, because travel is about saying, somebody says, I want to go to Singapore. Now this guy must know about Singapore. Somebody says, I want to go to New Zealand. He must know about New Zealand. Somebody says, I want to go from, here to Guangzhou in China. So the challenge which people didn't realize is that this one man sitting in a small store needs to know so much to be able to grow, right? First was that he needed a huge knowledge base. Second, he needs access to all those products, right? Third, he needs to be able to deliver those products very efficiently. Four is, how do you basically make sure that those products and services can be, over a period of time, he knows my customers go to Guangzhou in this time frame, I can basically reach out to them. So the system is helping them say, the basic levels of MIS, marketing, accounting. So the whole point is, and then it is about remarketing to say, can we build them tools to say, can you sell to your customers, promotions, stuff like that? And then finally allowing them to come onto the internet to say, find more customers, right? And we realized that this problem is pretty common to the entire world. And we were the first times to have hit upon it as a new thing that we saw. So I think what is first important before you can leverage technology is to understand what leverage will technology provide you if you get it. It's like saying if you did not have a cell phone right now versus you only had landlines, what leverage is a cell phone going to provide you in your business?
So clearly, it gives you market access. If you talk about, the end consumer in this case, immediate
even
market,
the B2B markets.
Even the B2B, whoever is your customer, you automatically connect with so many customers in that space. Thank you, gentlemen. I think that was very insightful, and we tried to address and really put down an approach that you can adopt, whether it comes to technology or forging the right partnerships and coming to some sort of a business model, both within the country and if you choose to step outside. Citibank would now like to recognize 5 of its clients who've been pioneers in innovation, technology, trade, diversification and business excellence. I would once again call on Rajat, who is the Country Business Manager, Global Consumer Group, Citi India, to felicitate these industry aces.
It gives us great pleasure to recognize Just Dial Limited for its innovation in business processes. Would request Mr. VSS Mani, founder and CEO, to please collect the award. It gives us great pleasure to recognize Mankind Pharma Limited for sustaining key growth drivers for achieving business excellence. Would request Mr. Vinod Singhania, CFO, to please collect the award. It gives us great pleasure to recognize Flight Raja Travels Private Limited for enhancing efficiency by leveraging technology. Would request Mr. Vinay Gupta, co-founder and CEO, to please collect the award. It gives us great pleasure to recognize Persistent Systems Limited for its success towards establishing effective strategic partnerships. Would request Mr. Nitin Kulkarni, Chief Operating Officer, to please collect the award. It gives us great pleasure to recognize All Cargo Logistics Limited for its excellence in business diversification. Would request Mr. S. Surya Narayanan, CFO, to please collect the award.
Monday to Friday, the market swings both ways. It's time to change the ways to invest.
ET Now presents Your Trades the Week Ahead.
A zesty new show that helps you spice up your portfolio.
With all our new recipes for success.
Market fundamentals, chopped, skinned and well done.
So, put your money where your mouth is.
Book your weekend slots with ET Now and taste the spirit of success.
To achieve high precision, be it near, mid or far, you need Verilux progressive lenses after you're 40 to bring you superior vision. Ask your optician for Verilux. Sharper vision at all distances.
I think we're very fortunate that the consumption cycle is still very strong, very robust, but the impact of a very strong consumption cycle is very limited, whereas the impact of a very strong investment cycle, I think, is significantly larger.
Nilesh Shah offers his investment outlook on market makers only on ET Now.
Starting July 1st, your TV viewing experience will change forever. See sharper picture, hear clearer sound, watch more channels. The Cable Amendment Act 2011 has made digitization compulsory for Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai from July 1st, 2012 to switch to a set-top box enabled digital connection. Call your cable operator or DTH service provider today.
The excitement is building up. Find out which expert will make the maximum amount of money on his portfolio. The winner for BNSN The Stock Game Anniversary Special is Sandeep Wagle.